leave me alone. What was that laugh? SpongeBob. Well, this is definitely going in at the start, isn't it? Fuck. Have you seen all of the videos on YouTube at the moment about PS5 or sex cock?
No.
It's honestly it's fucking awful. It's been so bad. Like so there's been a few articles recently which have been clickbaiting quite a lot, which is fair enough
Yeah.
because I mean
I think I've read some of the fake articles.
yeah, like some of the articles are massive. Like or it makes sense because obviously they get loads of views and like the topic's huge at the time, so you're gonna get loads of fucking money from doing it. But like SVG on Snapchat, they're like Snapchat stories. They put one up recently, and they were like over 10 million PS5 users. What is it? Are in for a sudden awakening or something like that, like a rude awakening.
Sudden surprise.
I was like, yeah, and then it turns out it's just because they swapped the controls in Japan. So in Japan they have like X and circle are the other way round. Like they do the opposite things to what they do here, and they've just changed it to how it is here, so it makes it easier. And then they're like,
doesn't affect us at all.
No, and they're acting like, oh my god,
Oh my god.
millions of people affected. It's like, yes, Japanese users might be confused for like a week. There's it's weird though, because okay, for a little background, I had the Xbox Crystal, the like original Xbox, but the see-through one because I was fucking cool. I had the 360. I still have it. I'm a pro gamer, okay. And then I have the Sexcock One Slim. I've had a PS3, but it was at my dad's, and he didn't come back, so I barely played. I barely played that, but like, yeah. So I'm pretty, like, I should be quite biased towards Xbox. Like, I should be the person that would be like, hell yes, let me buy this Series X.
I only had Xbox 360 and then my current Xbox One S, not the
exactly.
new one that's unreleased yet.
Yeah, I hate you. The fucking naming. Series
yes,
X.
nice from Microsoft.
So there's loads of YouTubers like oh fuck it, I may as well call them out. Like there's this YouTuber called Dreamcast Guy and like Crap Gamer. I think Dreamcast Guy was really biased towards Xbox. Yeah, he's like full on licking Microsoft's ass right now. I'm like, okay, fair enough. It's just weird to see YouTube, like just anyone really backing a company that doesn't care about your feelings. Like it's just
true.
weird to watch.
Corporate, what I find weird is like corporate, like what's the word? Where like they stand for that corporation. Like, and they won't go for another one. Like, you know, Mary Berry was like with the BBC, like, oh, I'm not joining a new Bake Off, I'm loyalty to a corporation, that's the word. Like, I'm staying with the BBC.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Or like,
they don't care about you.
Or like with Apple, where like iPhone users fucking iPhone to the day they die, even if the phone's shit, they're like, yes. But yeah, he's like really biased. Yes. He's really biased towards Xbox. Like he's like a big fucking fan. There's like big YouTube channel called Dealer Gaming as well. Is the exact same, which I find really weird because they're a company that is. I'm assuming they're just trying to get a brand deal or something. But then there's this guy called Crap Gamer as well, which is like he's super biased towards like for PlayStation, like he's a big fan of PlayStation. But my thought's always been like, as we've both said, we both have Xboxes. Like I used to have a PS3. I'm getting a PlayStation 5. Like
Yeah.
it's not one of those things where I'm like, ah, yes, let me just follow this company for no reason.
Yeah, the
But
company doesn't care, unfortunately, about
yeah,
your feelies.
Xbox do not care about you. But yeah, we're
Wait, what?
obviously. Oh no, my feelings. Yeah, they
Oh
So we're both getting a
no.
PS5, aren't we? We plan on it anyway. No, we're not getting one obviously right now because they're not even out. I've pre-ordered one. You're you're a moron. No, you plan on getting
You're a
one when
fucking
it's
idiot.
released, yeah. Yeah, you plan on getting one when it's released
Yep.
or like later on down the line, which is again fair enough because they're expensive too. What I will say is that people that are um like trying to stretch out their money as much as possible to get one of these, don't do it. Don't just save your fucking money. Like don't waste. If you have barely any money, do not waste your fucking money on the console. Like it is not worth it.
I mean, I'm just gonna wait till Black Friday. That's what I'm waiting for.
Uh yeah, that's fair enough. I don't know. Yeah, like people that are saying about how expensive the console is. Yes, they're fucking expensive. We know this. They've always been really expensive anyway. But to be fair, I'd take that over buying like a 10 grand PC. Not
Yeah.
going to lie.
Especially, it's not even like it's ridiculously different compared to like, yeah, fair enough. Like an Xbox One or a PlayStation 4 is different, like has different aspects to a gaming PC. But the new generation, PS5
Yeah,
and
yeah.
even the new
Yeah,
Xbox One,
that's okay. So that is what I will say is that as spec wise, what I will say is that specs, like everyone's comparing them so fucking harshly, and it makes me laugh because they're like, "Oh, Xbox has a better." Okay, I'm gonna get the specs up right now just so that I'll put them on screen anyway. CPU wise, Xbox ever so slightly outperform PlayStation. They're running at 3.8 gigahertz and PlayStation's running at 3.5. So, so
minuscule
I
difference.
understand. Yeah, I understand that people. Okay, so if people don't understand like spec wise, that essentially just means that it will be able to render more things on screen. So like if you had, I don't know, if you, for instance, games like sandbox games like Minecraft. Yeah, let's use Minecraft. If you had like
Hell yeah.
a billion falling sand blocks, then both consoles would handle it perfectly fine, but Xbox can handle like a billion and one. It's like it's such a stupid difference. I don't like they're both powerful consoles. I don't understand. People are so nitpicky about everything, but they not only that, but I think the GPU's also better. Yeah, I am just going to play terribly in the background. Yeah, the GPU. Yeah,
I
so
am
there's
shit. Yes.
yeah, it's because I'm trying to concentrate on a screen and this at the same time. But they yeah, it's like 12 teraflops GPU on the Series
Flop.
X compared to hee hee slop compared to PS5's 10.28. I don't know why it's 2.28. I don't ask me why, but that's just rendering. So that's again, that's just how quickly they can like render in an image. Um, which again is useful, yes, but when you're when it's fucking over 10 teraflops, I'm sorry, but the chances of you actually running into frame rate issues with things like that is just like it's
It's not
nuts
gonna
to
happen.
me. Yeah, like it makes me laugh that people are like, I need this. Like this is this is everything to me. I'm purely getting the basically the PlayStation 5 came to me, well, came down to exclusives and the UI for me essentially. I was just like, I
Oh, the
prefer the way,
exclusive is the reason I'm getting it.
well,
Like,
like Demon Souls. We both fucking love
oh
it, yeah.
god, yeah. Like Xbox hasn't
Like
got anything that's screaming, oh yes, I want that on release.
Halo Infinite, bro. I want to see
Yeah,
Craig.
man.
Even the, okay, so these we'll go into the reasons why we're actually getting both consoles. So I'm getting the PlayStation 5 purely, but like I said, exclusives, the UI, and because of my history with Microsoft. Like
Oh yeah,
Microsoft,
yeah. That's the point.
from the experience of being with them, from the 360 to the Xbox One, I have been fucked over so many times by them. And I will clarify that both companies, as I said before, do not care about your fucking feelings. They are going to get as much money as possible out of you because that's their plan. They're a business, like that's what they need to do. But Microsoft, yeah, they're just a fucking pain in the ass to deal with, and it's just I just don't want to put up with them anymore. Like Sony have always, I think, handled like not just customer service better, but like just in general, their systems seem to be a lot better on launch. Like Microsoft, the Xbox One on launch was. Well, I don't think you had one, but I think you probably
No,
remember mine and George's anger,
both of yours
like of the.
broke, didn't it?
So my original Xbox One broke, the black one, um, and I don't know what they call it now. I'm assuming that's just the Xbox One, because yeah, the white one's the Slim, but I don't know whether it has a specific name or anything. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I
they
only got the slim.
mine started blacking out really badly. Like it would just the image would just cut out for no reason, and that was it. Like it um wouldn't run properly or anything like that. It was just yeah, it just kept on crashing, turning off by itself, getting really hot. George is actually set on fire. So, you know, there's a there was a problem basically with I don't know whether many people experience these problems. Um I like I know that a lot of people did have problems with the Xbox One. Uh
My current Xbox One is doing fine. Like, there's
yeah,
nothing
oh
wrong with
yeah,
it.
my
It's just the only reason I bought the Xbox One is because it
cuz
sounds weird and petty. Yeah, but other than because you guys have it, but also
yeah,
because
exactly. Yeah.
I um I don't like the PS4 controller.
That is, yeah, that was also one of my things is that a big part of it is how you interact with the console itself. And for me, the PS5 controller was not like I fucking loads of my subjects were based on ergonomics and how well people can use them. And for me, the the PS5 or the PS5 controller is like top. It's really fucking good. It basically looks like an Xbox One controller, which is why I'm happy with it
Yeah,
because
same. It
that
looks
it fits your hand perfectly. Like I don't think there's many that have been designed better than this one. Like I said, I've stayed with Xbox for so long now, but I just think in terms of everything,
like the hardware
PlayStation have the
wise.
upper
Yeah.
hand at the moment.
Other than like hardware
Yeah,
wise, where Xbox has like got like a tad bit better than the new PlayStation 5, but
yeah.
that can be overlooked by the games and the exclusives is that PS5
Yeah.
have right now.
And again, coming back to the exclusives, so or like not the exclusives, sorry, the actual like preferences of consoles. I think PS5 you have you have a choice basically between the Series X and the PS5, obviously. But in terms of specs, you're not buying the same console. Like if I Um, the Xbox Series X is more based around power, which is fair enough if you want your console to be fucking, obviously, if you want it to like render things slightly faster, if you want um more things to be able to be on screen, like those sort of things, then sure, go for the Xbox One, like, or the Xbox Series X. Sorry, fucking naming system.
Nice.
If you, yeah, exactly. Like, if that's what you're into, then go for it. I'm not going to put you off getting the console, but personally, my preference is towards the PS5 because I I personally prefer the fact that the PS5's throughput is so fucking impressive in comparison to like the Xbox One, in which basically just means that the PS5 can load things from the actual disc or the hard drive to the actual the game itself. Like
Yeah.
it's so much faster. I think yeah, the PS5's raw throughput is 5.5 gigabytes a second, whereas Xbox's is 2.4. So you're essentially loading things at God knows, well, supposedly over double the speed. But as we've seen from people who have actually gotten their hands on both consoles, well, it's only a Japanese YouTuber that's played the PS5 so far, but the fact that it took,
Oh,
I
Travis
think it was
Scott
like
has as well, bro.
Travis Scott, yeah, fucking, oh yes, can't wait for Travis Scott review. um, but yeah, they anyway, back on topic. Yeah,
Anywho,
the anywho, the yeah, personally, I prefer my games loading faster. I am okay with rendering. The fact is that games are not going to, like, with the power that both consoles have, the chances of them dropping in frames a significant amount. Like, for a game on these consoles to tank is insane. Like, these consoles are better than the majority of PCs you're going to get on the market. Like, they're such
especially for the
powerful
price.
consoles. And yeah, the pricing is incredible. So I obviously I also had a PC, just to clarify. It's broken now. Fuck knows how I broke it. But
You
yeah,
stuck my
like
dick in the fan and you just broke.
so I've had experience with all of them. Like PlayStation 3's the only. Oh, I mean, besides obviously
And
my
so is
brother
George
having
though. He's
PS4.
got a gaming laptop, Xbox One S, and a PS4.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So, and we're all going for the PS5, and that obviously this is going to sound biased because we're all getting one. And as I mentioned before, a lot of our reasoning for getting the Xbox One was because of like friends as well. However, the other side of it, the reason I got the Xbox One was because the specs on like that we were told were a lot better than the PS4s. Like the Xbox One did genuinely shape up to look like a better console. However, to reiterate the point earlier, companies fucking lie. And from my experience, Microsoft lies a lot more. And I'm more trustworthy of Sony than I am of Microsoft, which is
Microsoft.
impressive considering Sony is Sony. Like both of them aren't trustworthy, but I would much rather put my faith in Sony at this stage than Microsoft. And also, 1.33 seconds to load back into a game after dying over 10 seconds to load into a game. I'm going to pick the PS5. Like I'm a very impatient person, okay?
I
I
need them
need
speeds.
yeah. Yeah, even on the Series X, the what is it, Red Dead Redemption 2 loaded in at 38 seconds. Like the whole game loaded in 38 seconds. To think how fast it's going to be on PS5, but just even if you were to get the Series X, that loading time is fucking impressive. It takes over like a minute on the Xbox One. I can't even begin to remember how long it takes on like the Slim that we have. I'm pretty sure it's a
A
good two
while.
minutes.
A while.
Yeah. And oh yeah, side note, because this happened recently. Um, so people are saying that ray tracing on the PS5 and supposedly the Series X might not be as good as ray tracing has been shaped up to be. And people are saying that, and there's screenshots of like PlayStation 5 remastered Spider-Man, the fact that in the reflections the leaves are less dense in the reflection than in the real world. My comments on that is shut the fuck up. I am not going to stare in a reflection for long enough to notice that there's not as many leaves in the real world as there is in the reflection. It's not going to affect my gameplay at all.
Like, for Christ's sake, I'm currently playing Dark Souls 1 Remastered and still think it holds up.
Like, yeah, exactly.
Shut up.
Like, when I'm playing a game, especially a game that fast-paced, where you're literally swinging through a city, you are not going to... Even if you take the time... Yeah, if you take the time to stand around and notice, you're still going to think the game looks fucking amazing. It might not look as good as you, for some reason, expected it to be, but it still looks fucking good. Like, if you really want a reflection in a game to look as good as it does in, like, outside, in the, like, actual game world, then get a fucking gaming PC and spend like 10 grand on this PC. Or settle for a beautiful looking game for less than £500.
I still don't know whether because to get the disc tray or the discless tray.
Okay, so this is
at Kex. Obviously, I'm going to shop at Kex because I am le poor. But
I am le pleb.
The marketplace for new games is essentially the same as new games on disc. So I'm like,
yeah.
Really
okay, so that's much. Another point is that I've gone for the disc version, and my reasoning for that is the fact that I also shop at CEX. If you're American, then it's I think the equivalent would be
GameStop sort of thing.
Yeah, like GameStop or something like that. It's basically just where they sell secondhand games and stuff
for dirt cheap.
Yeah, exactly. And my point is that marketplace games on both consoles. This isn't me just throwing shit at PlayStation. On both consoles, they do not depreciate in value on the marketplaces, even like despite it, like not including deals or anything like that. Obviously, they don't depreciate in price. Like they just don't.
Yeah.
Oblivion on the Xbox marketplace, like Microsoft Store at the moment, I believe is £12 still upwards. That game came out in. I have the disc right here for the PC actually.
And
so
it's also
Oblivion
50,
came out
like 50p in CEX or CEX.
Yeah, exactly. It came out in it says 2006 to 2011. I'm going to assume it was 2006, but don't quote me on that. So if I'm perfectly fine having a second-hand disc, which also the disc has been sanded down so there's no scratches or damage or anything on it. Like it's just that's my viewpoint anyway. I would much rather, in the long run, save money by buying a more expensive console. Like,
yeah,
I am going to save so much more money by not buying games off the marketplace. As much as discs take up storage, yes, I know. You should see my fucking collection right now. I don't know where I'm going to put the new like discs or anything, but I would much rather that than have to pay full retail price 3 years after a game's released. It's just not worth it.
Like to say about pairing them. Like other than the fact that
No,
there's going to be a slight difference, but you
yeah,
wouldn't even notice
exactly.
it.
Again, that is a good point. Also, is that 99% of the time, unless you are recording both, like unless you are genuinely comparing both specs using equipment or timing them, you're not going to notice the difference. Besides obviously the UI and things like that, you are not going to notice that the load speeds on both are going to be impressive, especially for a console. Like they're fucking great machines. Like I'm quite impressed with both of them this year, to be honest. But yeah, to think that they came from the 360 to where they're going now, like both of them have been pretty fucking good this year.
Yeah.
But as I said, I'm putting more trust in Sony. They always seem to fucking nail it. Like despite me getting Xboxes for the past however long, if I could go back in time, I would have definitely picked the PS4 over the Xbox One, but I can't do that now. So, yeah, I don't know. It all comes down to preference. And as for the people arguing, like people still going on about the console wars, fucking grow up, please. I'm not saying you have to be an adult you have to be a child to play games. Sorry, that's not what I'm saying. Because there's a reason there's 18 plus on games and stuff like. But if you are going to genuinely argue and support a fucking company against another company, you should probably reevaluate your life choices. You were defending something that's intentionally trying to drain you of money. They do not care about you.
You are nothing special.
So, on that happy note, of saying that you're nothing special, that's it. That's our summary of the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X. We're not talking about the digital editions because, as we've said, we're not getting them, and we don't think it's a good idea. I mean, the Series S has got great specs. Am I right?
Oh, I'm not even going to talk
Anyway,
about that piece of shit.
Yeah,
Just get a normal Xbox One S, not the new Series S. Just get an Xbox One S if you want.
Yeah, just get
One of those.
just get
It's
the
gonna
fucking or the One X. Just get the One X.